Delusion in the Bhagavad Gita. Delusion. 252, second chapter, 52nd, where Krishna talks about Yadate Moha Kalilam. Yadate Moha Kalilam. Moha Kalilam means the swamp, the abyss, the maze of delusion. The swamp or abyss is quicksand. And the maze of mire of quagmire, ubi, daldal, the maze of delusion or the swamp of delusion. So, Yadate Moha Kalilam. Yadate Moha Kalilam, Buddhir Vyatitarishyati, Buddhir Vyatitarishyati, Tada Gantasi Nirvedam, Shrotavyasya, Shrotasya cha. When thine intelligence penetrates beyond the darkness of delusion, then will thou attain indifference regarding matters that have been heard and matters yet to be heard. A yogi whose discriminative intelligence is fixed in the infinite wisdom becomes impervious to delusive feelings of the delusive senses. He is no longer influenced by their fallacious past counsel and promises, nor will he be susceptible to their wily lures in the future. He acts in the dualistic dream drama without attachment. His wisdom, untainted by emotion, free from haunting desires, past or future. The deluded man, habitually compelled by the inner voice of the sense mind, sorrows about unaccomplished experiences of the past and is greedy for future satisfactions. In contrast, the advanced yogi who has routed all egoistic desires and inclinations from his mental castle and has re-established the wisdom rule of the soul is impervious to past fears and future hopes. The ordinary person is bound like a prisoner in a dungeon. His life experiences are narrowly confined to the dismal realm of the senses. The advanced yogi, on the other hand, is so overwhelmed by having contacted the surprise of all surprises, the ever new bliss of God, that he becomes indifferent to all thoughts of sense pleasures. His mind is no longer disturbed either by memories of past sense joys or by daydreams of the future. He is conscious only of the glorious omnipresence and of the Lord and its everlasting joy. By meditating on the cosmic vibration Om, he ceases to hear the voice of the senses, and he rises above all physical sounds and distractions and concentrates within on the spiritual vibratory sounds emanating from the astral body. He must go beyond the astral music and listen to the cosmic Om. Within the cosmic Om, he perceives the spirit as cosmic light. He must penetrate the light and contact cosmic consciousness. He then unites his soul with the cosmic consciousness, becoming one with spirit. And Shruti Vipratipannate Yadha Sthasyati Nischala Samadhavachala Buddhi Tada Yogam Avapsyasi. 253, again on delusion. When thine intelligence, bewildered by the variety of revealed truths, becomes securely anchored, when it becomes securely anchored in the ecstasy of soul bliss, then you will attain the final union. So the risk is, being lost in a theological wilderness, being lost in a dogmatic and theological wilderness. The unity of all true scriptures can be perceived only through meditation developed intuition. The unity of all true scriptures can be perceived only through meditation developed intuition, the all-knowing faculty of the soul. Again, 263 on delusion. 262-63 is Dhyayato Vishayan Punsaha Sangastheshu Upajayate Sangat Sanjayate Kamaha Kama Krodho Vijayate Krodhat Bhavati Sammoha Sammoha Smriti Vibhramaha Smriti Bhramshat Buddhinasho Buddhinashat Pranashyati. Brooding on sense objects causes attachment to them. Attachment breeds craving. Craving breeds anger. Anger breeds delusion. And delusion breeds loss of memory of the self. That is your true identity. And loss of the right memory causes decay of the discriminating faculty, and from decay of discrimination, annihilation of spiritual life follows. Again, delusion in 4th chapter 35. Yajnatva na punarmoham punarmohameva यज्ञात्वा न पुनर्मोहमेवं यास यास्यसि पांडव यज्ञात्वा न पुनर्मोहम एवं यास्यसि पांडव यज्ञात्वा न पुनर्मोहम एवं यास्यसि येन भूतान्यशेषेण द्रक्ष्यस्या आत्मन्यो आत्मन्यथोमयि. Comprehending that wisdom from a guru, O Pandava, you will not fall into delusion again. For by that wisdom you shall behold the entire creation in thyself and then in me. A true seeker, O Arjuna, receiving the cosmic wisdom taught by a true guru, will never again be deluded by Maya. So 435, Yajnatva na punarmoham punarmohamevam Yajnatva na punarmohamevam evam yasyasi Pandava. Yajnatva na punarmoham evam yasyasi Pandava. Yena bhutanyaseshani yena bhutanyaseshani drakshasya atmanyathomayi. And then 5:15. Nadatte kasyachit papam nachaiva sukrutam vibhuhu ajnanenavrutam jnanam tena muhyanti jantavaha. 5:15. 5:15. Again, delusion is discussed here. Nadatte kasyachit papam nachaiva sukrutam vibhu ajnanenavrutam jnanam tena muhyanti jantavaha. The all-pervading takes no account of anyone's virtue or sin. Wisdom is eclipsed by cosmic delusion and mankind is thereby bewildered. The omnipresent cosmic being creates for entertainment the dream pictures of men, their virtuous and sinful activities on this dream earthly stage. God is not a meticulous accountant of human merits and demerits. The cosmic beam, its wisdom and ever new joy are hidden behind the shadows of relativity and ignorance. Mortals do not perceive the causative light and therefore stumble in the darkness of delusion. As fog hides the right road to a destination and causes the driver of a car to go astray, so the mists of delusion obscure the wisdom path toward God, and man veers into the ditches of mortal desires and ignorance. The spirit of Sachidananda, ever existing, ever conscious, ever new bliss, is uncontaminated by the darkness of delusion. Even as a serpent, a snake, the possessor of poison itself remains unaffected by its own venom. Though the poison is produced within the snake is not affected by it. Similarly, even though the delusive dualities of nature are derived from God, God is not influenced by them. So when a snake bites anyone, the victim is affected by the poison. Similarly, man as a mortal is afflicted by cosmic delusion. Nevertheless, though Maya is imposed on man, he can overcome it by refusing to yield to its temptations. The devotee should understand that the purpose of God in creating the world and delusion is to develop perfect beings. This is God's hobby. God's hobby or pastime is to develop perfect beings. To encourage perfection, the Lord gave men free will and a challenge. So God gives you a free will and a challenge to encourage perfection in you. He subjected them to the inner wholesome temptations of His goodness and to the outer unwholesome temptations of nature. Human life is a vast and complicated puzzle that each man must solve at last. When a man skillfully uses his divine gift of free choice and discrimination to respond to the temptations of virtue and not of evil, he attains the necessary victory. He is out in the game of life. He returns to the blessed home with his winnings. This then is the truth about the mystery of human life on earth. That is the reason why man should not yield, as many psychologists wrongly advise. Man should not yield. Psychologists, some of them will tell you should yield. But no, that's not right. Man should not yield to the natural impulses, but should be guided by spiritual inclinations that are truly natural to his being, which is the soul. more the human body is put under discipline, the more the man will find joy in the soul. If the body is in discipline, correspondingly the soul will be in great joy. So you see, even a man with extremely bad karma may be immersed in delusion for many incarnations, but not forever, because he is eternally God's. A man who forgets his real self for numerous lives becomes so riddled by suffering that he cannot stand himself or his own habits. As soon as he tries earnestly to improve, he discovers the path to divine joy. So, eternal perdition or final immersion in delusion is impossible. There's no such thing as eternal hell, eternal damnation, which is found in Abrahamic religions like Christianity and Islam. A piece of gold, though hidden, a piece of gold, though hidden under a mountain of garbage, will still remain gold. When the dirt is removed, the gold in its true nature shines forth. Similarly, a mountain of sin covering the soul cannot change the intrinsic nature of soul. So an equation can be A plus B plus C is equal to either salvation or damnation, where A is the man, divine being, B is the cosmic delusion, C is free will. So A plus B plus C, divine being plus cosmic delusion plus free will. So cosmic delusion is the challenge, free will is the virtue, power that has been given, and you, the man, the human being, is the divine being. So if you use the free will, that is, take the challenge and deal with it accordingly, properly, using sattvic qualities, it will lead to salvation. Or if you succumb to material desires and allow desires to overtake you, then it will lead to damnation. And here in this slokam, nadate kashishit papam, nachaiva sukrutam vibhu, ajnane navrutam jnanam tera muhyanti jantava. The meaning is very simple. The Lord never punishes anyone for evil actions. Lord is not keeping an account. He is not an accountant. Man himself is the sower and reaper of his own sufferings. Foolishly going against the divine laws and the nature of his own being, he is the sole cause of his own suffering. All these self-imposed stupidities result in misery.